Welcome, everyone. I want you to take a deep breath right now, wherever you are. Let your shoulders drop. Relax your jaw. Close your eyes for just a second and imagine yourself speaking English with complete confidence. Imagine words flowing from your mouth without hesitation, without fear, without that strange pause where your brain seems to forget everything you've ever learned. Imagine yourself talking to a native speaker, to your boss, to a stranger, or even to yourself in the mirror, and for the very first time, you feel no fear. That moment, that feeling, is what today is about. Because today is not just another lesson. Today is a turning point. Today is the moment you stop studying English like it's a subject in school and start training English like it's a skill in life. Think about how many videos you've already watched about English. Think about the rules you've memorized, the vocabulary lists you've repeated, the hours you've spent listening silently, nodding, thinking you understood. And then think about what happens when it's your turn to speak. Suddenly your lips freeze, your tongue feels heavy, your voice disappears, your brain goes blank, and you start to think, maybe I'm just not good at this. Maybe English isn't for me. Maybe I'll never sound fluent. But let me tell you something very important. It is not because you are stupid, and it is not because your English is bad. It is because your mouth is untrained. Yes, your mouth. Nobody told you this before, but speaking English is not just about what you know in your brain. It is about how your lips move, how your tongue moves, how your jaw opens, how your breath flows. English is not just in your head. English is physical. Think about fitness. Imagine reading 100 books about push-ups. You understand the technique, you can explain the muscles, you can even draw a diagram. But you never actually go down on the floor and do a push-up. What happens when you finally try? You collapse, because your muscles are weak. That is exactly what happens with your English speaking. You have read, you have listened, you have studied, but you have not trained your speaking muscles. Your tongue, your lips, your jaw, they are lazy. They are used to the patterns of your native language. They don't know how to move with the rhythm of English. And that is why, when you try to speak, you sound slow, broken, nervous, or unnatural. But here's the good news, you can train them. Just like you train your body in the gym, you can train your mouth to speak English smoothly, quickly, and confidently. And the best part, you don't need expensive courses, you don't need to live in another country, you don't need to wait years. You only need 5 minutes a day and the courage to sound like a beginner for a short time, so that you can become fluent for the rest of your life. Now let's do something together. Place your hand gently on your throat. Say the sound, ah. Feel the vibration. That vibration is your voice. Now move your lips wide and say, ee. Feel how your lips stretch. Now round your lips and say, ooh. Do you notice how your mouth changes shape? These are not small things. These are the exact muscles that control how you sound in English. And if you don't train them, you will always feel blocked. So let's continue. Repeat after me, think, thank, sink, sang. Did you feel your tongue move in different ways for each word? That is training. It's like lifting weights for your mouth. At first it feels strange, but slowly, it becomes natural. Many learners make the mistake of trying to speak English with the exact same mouth movements they use in their native language. But English has a different rhythm. The words bounce differently. The stress falls in new places. For example, in English we say, photograph, but photographer. The stress changes, the rhythm changes, and if your mouth is not trained, you will always sound unsure. But once you train it, once your muscles adapt, you will begin to sound natural without even thinking. Let's try a little exercise. I want you to exaggerate the sounds. Yes, exaggerate. Stretch your lips, move your jaw, push the sound out like an actor on stage. Say this with me slowly, I can speak English confidently. Now louder, I can speak English confidently. And now faster, I can speak English confidently. Did you feel how your mouth had to adjust to keep the speed? That is training. And if you do it every day, even for just 5 minutes, you will feel the difference. Remember, when a child learns to speak, they don't start with grammar books. They start by copying sounds, by playing with their voice, by repeating until the muscles of their mouth automatically produce the correct shape. That's why children sound so natural. Nobody tells them, here is the past perfect tense. They just train their mouths by repetition. You need to go back to that stage. You need to allow yourself to sound like a beginner, even if you know advanced grammar. Because until you train your mouth, your knowledge will stay locked in your brain, never flowing out. I want you to think about singers. A professional singer doesn't just sing songs. They practice scales, they warm up their voice, they train their breathing, they stretch their mouth. Why? Because their voice is their instrument. And your voice, your mouth, is your instrument for English. If you never practice, it will always feel weak. But if you practice daily, even for a few minutes, it will grow strong. Let's test your rhythm. Clap your hands with me. Clap, clap, clap. Now say, I want to go. Clap with each word. I want to go. Do you feel the rhythm? Now say, I want to go to the market. Listen. I want to go to the market. English flows with beats, with stress, with rhythm. If you train your ear and your mouth to follow that rhythm, you will sound much more natural. So here's what I want you to do every day. Stand in front of a mirror. Look at your mouth. Open it wider than you normally would. Move your lips more clearly. Repeat short sentences like, this is my time. I will speak today. English belongs to me. Don't worry about mistakes. Don't worry about grammar. Focus on the movement. Focus on the sound. When you exaggerate, you are teaching your muscles how to work. And once they learn, they will do it automatically. Some of you may feel shy. You may think, what if someone hears me? What if I sound silly? Let me ask you this, do you feel shy doing push-ups at the gym? Maybe in the beginning, but you know it's exercise, you know it makes you stronger. This is the same. You are training. You are exercising your speaking muscles. It's not silly. It's powerful. And let me tell you another secret. You don't need hours. You don't need to force yourself to talk for 30 minutes every day. 5 focused minutes of mouth training will change you more than 1 hour of silent study. Because speaking is not about silence, it's about sound. It's about vibration, movement, rhythm. That's where confidence comes from. Let's do a breathing exercise together. Take a deep breath through your nose. Hold it. Now release with a long SSSSSSSS. Did you feel how your breath controlled the sound? Breath is your fuel. Without breath, your voice disappears. That's why many learners sound weak when they speak English, they are holding their breath. So train yourself to breathe out fully as you speak. Try this sentence with one breath. Every day I am becoming a more confident English speaker. Did you manage it in one breath? Try again. This is real training. Now imagine yourself 6 months from now. You have been doing these small exercises daily. You open your mouth and English comes out smoothly. People look at you and think, wow, you sound confident. You feel proud, not nervous. And you realize something amazing. It wasn't about grammar books, it wasn't about memorizing long lists, it was about training your mouth. This is the missing key that your teachers never told you. So from today, make yourself a promise. Every day, for at least 5 minutes, you will train your mouth like an athlete trains their body. You will exaggerate, you will repeat, you will breathe, you will look in the mirror, and you will not be afraid of mistakes. Because mistakes are proof that you are practicing. Remember, fluency is not perfection. Fluency is flow. And flow comes from movement, from rhythm, from practice. Let me leave you with one final exercise. I want you to say this with me, 3 times, louder each time. I am not just learning English. I am training English. Again, I am not just learning English. I am training English. One more time, with full power. I am not just learning English. I am training English. Feel the energy in your body. Feel the strength in your voice. That is your new identity. You are not a silent learner anymore. You are a speaker in training. And every day, step by step, word by word, breath by breath, your mouth will learn. And one day soon, you will look in the mirror and say, yes, now I can speak. Now I understand. Now English is mine. So go. Begin today. Not tomorrow, not next week. Today. Open your mouth, train your muscles, and let English flow out of you. The world is waiting to hear your voice.